Right. We're live. I'm testing a new event out. This is an impromptu event late on a Friday afternoon. I know it's almost 6:30 on a Friday on the West Coast. I guess that means it's like closer to 9:30 on the East Coast. And I'm sure many people have signed off for the weekend, yet I just want to capture some notes. It's been just over, this is our 6 month anniversary today. So we launched Center on January 5th. And that was at the start of the year. And I think we've come a long ways. One thing really quick, if you can see my screen, you can join any of these live events, these webinars that are taking place. Right now, I have them running through June 18th. I'm going to take a hiatus the week of the 22nd, and then we're going to have a whole new group of events coming next year. And I'm quite excited for that because I'm going to focus on less about me showing you how I use Center. And the next series, the next 12-week episode is going to be solely focused on how our clients and our partners use Center. And so I feel like we kind of crossed I don't want to say chasm because it's definitely overused, but we definitely shifted where I feel like now Center, I find myself, and I'm being totally honest, actually using Center now more than I use Claude Desktop or Claude Code. Frankly, I think it's better. I think we've actually finally reached that point this week, quite frankly, and I'm going to show you why. So, if you come into Center, we have all of the ad platforms that you're familiar with, and a couple new things to point out. We've now added support for BigQuery, Snowflake, and Databricks. So this, a lot of people have their historical data, whether it's, product data or, financial data or ad data stored, especially like large agencies that we've been talking to have their data here. Obviously, it's so new, I haven't even added their icon. So it's just like a plus sign. It's real. So if you go in here and you drop in your service account ID, I have a big query over on Google. I'm going to add in here and start testing over the weekend. But if you want to be one of the first to test this, like it's available. You can go try it right now and let me know what you think. You can also go to Snowflake. You can add Snowflake. Has some pretty nice capability here. We have a bunch of contacts stored in our Snowflake database that we use. And then Databricks also, which is one of my favorites. Hats out, shout out to the Unity catalog folks out there making that open source, super cool. So we also have Databricks. So that was added this week. So I'm super excited about that. On Monday, we're meeting with Walmart. If you're interested in running Walmart ads, shoot me a text or a note if there's anything specific that you'd love to see in Center for Walmart ads, excuse me. Criteo's coming, Instacart's coming, Target's coming. So a number of these are coming. Late breaking news. We're now strategic partners with StackAdapt, the Trade Desk, and DV360. Obviously, that's Google, but really StackAdapt. So now you don't even need a StackAdapt account anymore. So if you want us to just run your StackAdapt accounts for you, you can just do that, and we'll charge you accordingly via credit. So it all works on the credit system. So that's some pretty exciting stuff. The other thing that I think is really interesting is, or really what's going to drive, I think, people back from maybe Claude or other do-it-yourselfers to Center is we now have MCP servers. And so you can come in here and add any MCP. We're still testing it, obviously, so this is in beta. But it's really as simple as just adding your, adding the URL here, just like you would in Claude. And you can then basically say like Notion, and then click add, server. It won't work this time because I already have one down here, of course. So you can kind of refresh this. So we're still working on this. We have to work on the token validation work, but we'll get there. I'm going to work on it over the weekend. The other one that I find to be really interesting, everyone treats skills as if like they're made equal or equal. So I was planning with one tonight. It's called LinkedIn ads. And interestingly enough, you guys got to watch out. So some of these are frankly wrong. Sorry, I hate to admit it. No offense, right? But I was actually using this one earlier, and quite frankly, it got screwed up. And so it thought that for a bottom of funnel, here I'll show you some stuff, for a bottom of funnel campaign, excuse me, that you need to have, basically a lead gen, rather a lead conversion. So it's getting like screwed up on that. And in reality, you don't need that. By the way, our ads are getting a lot better. Look how nice this ad is. It's actually improving. I mean, it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but this is definitely miles ahead from where we were. So we're starting to create some really, really nice, compelling ads. And now you can just click approve, or you can even like regenerate, and it'll just create a whole new ad there. You can also notice like along the bottom, you'll see like we have the MCPs that are connected, so you can turn those on or off, just like we've been doing for the ad platforms. And I actually need to add the row for the skills as well, so you can turn those on and off. So, it makes it really easy to kind of like test different things and try things out. The other thing that we've been making some really good progress on this week is on the automations. By the way, one thing to note is that you can actually pin this. So you see how this kind of shrinks down, and I got feedback like, oh, it's like doesn't stay open. Well, it's by design, so there's more space, but maybe that annoys you. So just click this little pin right there, and it'll just stay open, and then you can just kind of move between folders and what have you. The asset library is continuing to see a lot of improvements. So this is pretty exciting. So here's all the different creatives that we've been playing with. Really, really quite nice. You can click on a preview of this ad over here. So it'll open up, in its own window. Or if you click on it, oops, I guess I just did the same thing. So you can kind of look at this. You can copy this. You can view it in its campaign. So you can kind of see all of that there. You can look at just the approved ones, or you can look at all of them. So these also include the ones that you generated that are not approved. So you can look at, top images. So these ones are image creatives that we've built. I didn't even know we built this one. This one's not bad, but the text bleeds off the edge, so I got to work on that one. This one's getting a little bit better. This looks like a like a recovery program for all of you agent, media buyers who are probably feeling the pain. We have some videos, so you can actually we're starting to build some videos. I'm going to build something really cool for the videos. I can't tell you yet what it's going to be, but I think it's pretty slick. So just wait and see. So this is coming along. It's taking some time to kind of get this going, but I think it's going to be really, really nice once it's done. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, like I said, we actually been running OpenAI ads. So I can actually say, how are my OpenAI ads doing? So we can actually go and look at that right now and even make some changes. So I always like to include the tag manager just in case there's any conversion tracking things that we need to make. When it comes to OpenAI ads, I'll click this one and I'll click Gauge because they actually have a nice feature that actually lets you look at other ads. There you go. So go ahead and we can say, how, yep. Okay. Go ahead and pull their performance up. There it goes. I guess it was faster than I realized. So there it goes. So from, our stored data, we can see that we have, we just started. So pretty high conversion rate though. Look at that, 8%. That's not bad when it comes to OpenAI. I think it's pretty good. So let's see. Can you review our campaigns for Open AI ads and look at the Gauge Chat GPT? They call them different things, which they probably should land on a name that we are consistent to see where there could be opportunities. So let's see if we can do this. And there's some really cool stuff. You can use these LLM, everyone treats LLM visibility as oh, the outcome is to show up on LLMs better, be more discoverable. Actually, if you really think more deeply about it, you can use a lot of the LLM visibilities for paid media strategy as well. So you can look for phrases that people are searching for, right? You can look for other channels like YouTube or Reddit or other places that you may G2 or others that you may not be considering. And most of these platforms have a paid option, right? So yes, you should do your work and make sure that you kind of kind of go through this and make sure that what am I trying to say? that you're doing, like you're writing your blogs and you're creating the right content, you're doing the right messaging and all those things, sure, from a communication standpoint. But I would also encourage you to like consider how this would influence your paid media plans. The other one, really quick, that I want to show you. Well, I guess that's probably fine for now, but we're gonna let this run for a quick moment. Um, but I promise you this won't be too much longer. Yeah, I think the agent, by the way, has like improved dramatically every week. So every week he gets a little bit smarter about how to run these different campaigns. It's really interesting because I'm watching competitors move towards this product category, and yet they're realizing the same thing that I did a while ago, which is you really do have to train these agents to run ads. Like it won't just happen by with a really good skill file or with a really good MCP. It just doesn't work that way. You actually really have to take the time and energy and like train these agents to do what you need them to do. So this is kind of going through this for now. So we're just gonna wait a moment. There you go. So you can see kind of like there's some visibility stuff. Let's see if we get to the ads. So yeah, we're kind of looking at some good things, some other things. But yeah, I mean, I think we have the UTM set up. So yeah, this is kind of like a work in progress, but we're getting there. I think it's going to go quite well. Anyways, I'm going to sign off for the weekend. I just want to say, go give Center a try if you haven't already, and reach out to me on X or LinkedIn or anywhere if you want to talk about agents and advertising. Anyways, have a good weekend. Thanks. Bye.